We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
What up? What up? What up? What up, choppers? We are back. Took a couple of weeks off. Hey, it's been a busy couple of weeks. A lot of shit going on. We are busy, men, but we are the host of the Daily Chop. 2/4 of the host. Our boy Breezy, our boy 438. Like you say, we stay grinding. Shout out to them boys. Hands to the plow, basically working, grinding, schooling, all of that, parenting. But of course, I am your host, Damien Deshawn, and our other host, one of our other hosts, Mr. International himself, Steve B. Just came in off a flight, most likely.
Something
man,
like
how
that.
you doing, bro? How you doing, man?
Good, man. It feels good to be back and be chopping up with you, man. Shout out to the choppers per usual, man. Let's lock it in.
Let's lock it in, man. The space is gonna start getting a little active again. We're gonna start getting back on here. It's spring.
You got a choice.
Without further ado, man, we're gonna go on and do that thing. Y'all know what this is. It's Logo Matters.
But understand something, every time you go out, you gotta prove your stripes. Score of every game when you start, 0-0. You don't get to carry no points over, you don't get to carry anything over. You gotta start and you gotta finish. But here's the great thing. You control what happens to you.
What I say? Are we gonna let them beat us? No. Let's get out there and get on.
Man, we cannot start this bitch off right without talking about the news of the week. Those of us who knew a few months ago that this was coming. We believe that they knew, but it's a lot of passive aggressive bullshit and a lot of acting like they didn't know, throwing rocks and hiding your hands. It's numerous times we can name either on Twitter or either any of the articles or any of the videos that they posted and the things that they've done. But we're just gonna address the regular FSU beat. It is what it is. You can bitch and moan and cry about it, but man, I'm all for it. I know a lot of their angle, Steve, man, has been, well, you didn't do this the last 5 years or 4 years, and you want to do it now that you had a 2-10 season. To me, that's passive aggressive talk. Mike's the head coach; he can make the decision. Me personally think it's some of the new coaching staff also. They ain't fucking with you. They don't want to hear it, and I don't think Mike want the extra headache either. But what you think, man?
Long time coming. I love this move, man. I think it takes a certain set of nuts to go ahead and drop to pull this kind of stunt. You keeping the controllables. You're focusing on everything in house. I know we've talked at length about the good old days and some of the things that we enjoyed. Man, I used to love when Jimbo used to have that, certain media restrictions. Certain players, freshmen weren't even allowed to talk back when Jimbo was around. But keep the main thing. It's the biggest year of his coaching career. A really interesting, intriguing, compelling season for Florida State. I love that he's doing this. We're going to keep our message in here. We control what we can control. We're obviously transitioning that with no spring game. Y'all see what the fuck we got going on August 29th, man. Everybody else fall back.
Yeah, I concur, man. You got Bama coming to town, man. Ain't no time to play games. Ain't got no time to watch same old videos. Nobody needs to see the practice habits and what's changed. We'll all be able to wait until the game happens and shit drop. I mean, I look at it like that too, man. Fuck the situation with the media. Me personally don't like how they're spinning this thing and acting all innocent. And we've had numerous situations where, in particular, certain ones from the group, and I'll say the name, it's the Daily Chop, Aslan, one of them. Mm-hmm. It's been irritating to watch some of the things he did. I think the last post he did, it was something that was kind of embarrassing for the coach coming off this season, and he ended up deleting it. Jeff's situation, I don't have necessarily a big issue with Jeff Cameron. He's the only one I give a little credibility because at least he played. He has some understanding. A lot of them guys are not even fans. From what I read, I believe somebody representing 247 is actually a UCF guy. It's just a job for him. Some of us, man, we love Florida State. We love everything about the university, not just the football program, but a lot of us grew up off the football program. It is what it is. Lock their ass out. Fuck them. The way they acting right now is the same way they acted with Jimbo, and that's why you're seeing the responses that you're getting from them, man. It is what it is with me. I'm happy, but man, we can go on and transition into our expectations, anticipations, and expectations. Today is day one of spring practice, man. Anyone that caught any of the videos, shout out to the digital media crew for FSU, putting it out there. You see some of them same media people able to see them walk into practice. They just can't come in. I get that. I know that shit hurts, but man, a lot of shit we've had questioning going into the off season and coming into the winter conditioning and going into spring was exactly to the gentleman on our right of your screen. If you see him, Coach Storms. Everyone is putting the fire to Mike. He's the head coach. We were flaming a lot of the coaches that are no longer there, even the coaches that are still out there. He was one of the coaches that we're looking at because it's kind of to the point of a fan base. You're tired of looking like you're getting pushed around. You're tired of looking at situations where you had to get guys coming in out of the portal that showed the example. And some of them came from smaller programs, but yet were more physically imposing than some of your own guys that's been on your roster. So to see some of the things just off of it doesn't mean they're going to play because you got a lot of Tarzan situations that can happen. But just how they how the players look walking into practice, looks like Storm took some shit personal, But what's your take on it, man?
I mean, that's the guy that's got the biggest question marks, right? I think when you look at certain coaches, new coaches that came over to the program, you have a certain amount of expectations with them, right? They have a certain amount of grace that they're given, right?
Mm-hmm.
Storms, man, that string is short, right? You've seen guys get pushed around that have been in this program for multiple years. See guys not being able to put on good weight, et cetera, et cetera. So where we're at now, it's all highlighted on Storms. We covered it in the beginning of the show a couple months back. That's the guy we got to pay attention to. So obviously it's going to be a great segue to what the next segment is, but we got to pay attention to what this guy's got going on, man. Because at the end of the day, if he don't produce, then we can't produce on the field.
Yeah. So I'll ask you this. Coming into this spring, we know it's day one. We ain't going to see a lot of shit, but what are some things you're looking out for personally? And before you answer that, shout out to one of our other hosts. We already shouted you out, but welcome back. Good to see you, brother. I know you're up there grinding. Get your thing in, Mr. 438. Your mic off, brother. Get your mic.
I said, shit, nigga tired, but I'm on here, man. What's up with y'all, man?
What's up, man? Hey, it's good to get you in here, man. I didn't get to say it to you, Steve, but it's good to see my brothers out here on here. We get a little time to just chop it up, man. We're gonna just talk about the spring first day 4-3, man. I asked Steve this question, and then you can go after Steve goes, man. I was asking, what are some of the things you're looking for, Steve, going forward? As we start spring, what are some things you're looking for that will be some early indicators of a different direction from what we've seen the last 4 or 5 years?
Shit, I'm gonna say physicality, man. I just want to see a physical Florida State team, man. Back to the basics. I want to see us move the ball, man. I want to be able to, just see overall growth and body mass, man. I see some of them kids looking decent, but some of them still looking like. Yeah, you know what I mean? But we just got to see, man. I've been reading shit. I ain't been posting, but I've been reading, man. I've been seeing it, it's a lot of fans out there, man. They need to chill the fuck out, man. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
They need to chill the fuck out, man. There's a lot of media salty. They got banned and shit, but you feel me? Fuck them. They did a lot of bullshit last year. That's what happened when you get that belt. Now you crying and shit.
Oh, man, what about you, Steve, man?
I mean, the position groups we're looking at, obviously, the trenches, right? Can't do anything if you can move guys off a spot. So the trenches first. wide receiver group. I really need to see what we have going on there. Guys,
Yeah.
they built some continuity in the offseason, but anybody can look good on Instagram, right? So we got to see what they look like. Can these guys catch the ball? Can these guys beat one-on-one coverage? Can they sit in zones? Can they go ahead and establish who they are in terms of a hierarchy, right? Who's the head honcho? Who's the alpha? Who comes after that? Who's Thomas going to trust the most on third down? Obviously, we can't figure that out until August 29th, but it'd be good to get a taste of that ahead of time.
Yeah, I concur, man. I'm with you, Steve. Also with you, 438. I'm looking at the trenches also. For me, it's a combination of both you guys' opinion. It's mentality, it's identity. I mean, the identity has already been labeled, run the ball. You bring that with, I'm already liking, and I knew some things we all knew about Tony White. I'm liking how he's approaching. You know, his coach speak is much more, him and Pot Roast is much more, to the point, not a lot of bullshit. Get it done on. He already made a comment about, hey, it's on the field. All the other shit, basically, that's fuck shit, is bullshit. It's about what's going on the field now. It's time to get this shit done on the grass. You muted, Steve, if you had something to say. But yeah, for me, man, I'm just looking for the trenches. I'm looking for. I'm not really worried about the running back room. A lot of shit has been said. We'll get into that segment when we talk about it. But for me, I'm just looking at the fact that the trenches need to be right, and it starts with how they prepared themselves in preparation and in practice in the off season. And we can go ahead and transition into that next segment. It is what it is. Storms, gains, and losses. This means a lot more this year than it has the previous years because of what we saw. We saw some of our linemen get jacked up and moved around. Our linebackers not being able to shed. Our D linemen getting caught in a wash. But some of that is also effort. It's not just all the physicality, it's the mentality too, for me. How these guys approach the game hungry, approach the game where you thought last year's team would. You had a lot of motherfuckers you figured had mouths to feed, if you got mouths to feed, you're gonna do what you need to do to take care of your own, and it didn't look like that. Even if you don't like the man next to you, hey, I'm trying to get somewhere. I mean, I got to deal with him at least for these next few months to get this shit over with, and get on to where I need to go. But any of you guys need before we get ready to transition into the first part of it. But if y'all got anything y'all want to add on this segment before we go into the actual games, y'all go ahead and shoot, man.
Shit, I'm just really, you feel me? Just ready to see what that shit like on the field, man. That's really all you can do, man. You feel me? I really don't trust the Josh Storms kid, man. But I'm just gonna see. We're gonna see what it look like.
I feel you, 4-3. I feel you. But we're gonna go on to the offensive side of the ball, man. And I hope that our viewers can see. I tried to blow it up as big as I could. I made the letters bold so you can see. But we'll start at quarterback. We can see some gains with each one of our quarterbacks. We don't have to go down each position group. We can basically keep this bitch in the trenches because it was some things that are eye-popping here. Jalen Early is one of the ones that was mentioned. I've heard mentioned in the spaces. He's weighing in listed at 292. So he lost weight. He was 297. Now he's down to 292. It's not a real huge concern for me because I'm looking at it. Okay, he has a few months to add that weight back. He might have burned that during tour duty. Lucas Simmons gained weight. But one of them I think that we've discussed at nauseum, to be honest, is Bryson Estes. He's been here, 5 years, and he can't crack 300 for shit, man. I'm like, he should have been on the Greyhound a minute ago. I mean, loves Tallahassee. It's time, bro. Go on and move, take it down another division. Go on and get your last little year and play. I mean, you gotta want to play. At this point, man, I'm asking the question: do you love football? Because do you want to play? Some guys you like, man, do you want to play at any level? I'm like, I guess you're just happy riding the pine. Of course, Pettis gained 5 more pounds. I mean, obviously, man, a lot of the guys ran in at an even 300. I know they want guys that are agile, but yet can move downhill at the same time. Another one that's concerning, well, it didn't concern me as much, but Jonathan Daniels, he moved from 290, he lost a pound. I think it was a typo at first that said he was 270, but Mario, I don't
I'm
think
trying to
he's a
figure out
tackle.
why the fuck Roydell Williams gaining weight and he already can't move and shit. He can't move. He can't move at all. Fuck, he gaining weight for. He need to be trying to lose
Exactly.
weight to get shitty as hell.
Exactly. And to those who have been on my boy, my young man, been on him real hard, man. Shout out to Cam Davis. I'm not throwing him away. I'm one of them. I'm not critical of those who did, but I mean, we all know his situation transitioning from how he played in high school and being primarily a quarterback type, sort of similar to Cam Akers. He's dropped down from 224 to 217. I could see him dropping another 2 to 3 pounds going into the season, to even 214, 215. I think that's a good weight for him. I think we see a lot of things from him in that aspect. But anything stand out to you guys as far as any weight gains, anything lost?
Yeah, absolutely. Tayshawn Gelsey, man, Jacksonville
Yeah.
area. Okay, I see you taking this thing seriously, right? That's a lot of weight to go ahead and put on a frame. The kid is athletic, so I'm super interested into seeing what he's going to go ahead and do. But go back to that offensive line, Shashawn, because
Sorry.
man, I'm looking at Pettis, man. Pettis, it's time to get paid, man.
Yeah.
You know, you had a draft grade leaving Ole Miss. It's time to get paid, man. If you can make this quarterback and solidify a certain segment of the line, I know he's one of the few guys, and I guess 4-3 and Deshaun, you guys would agree with me. One of the few guys we know is locked into a spot. Some of the other guys we can kind of speculate. I think this is going to be a main topic in our spaces, a main topic on the Daily Chop consistently. We want to see what that O-line look like. And I wish I had insight on what they were thinking, but we won't know until really the summertime what's going on with that. But in terms of weight gain, I mean, a lot of this really, really looks good. Some of these guys are going to contribute. Some of these guys are probably not going to contribute, but I don't know what you think, 4-3. What impresses you here?
Really, you know, on the offensive side of the ball, man, I'm gonna go. Really, the thing that least impressed me was Squirrel White. He little as hell, man. Squirrel White, 170. I weigh 170. Shit, he little as hell.
That's Burt Reed size, huh?
But I'm proud to see LaWayne McCoy gain some weight, man. You know, he's on a couple pounds. And me personally, it's Randy Pittman Jr., man. I already thought he was like a little Debo Samuels that was playing tight end, but you know, with him adding that extra weight, man, he gonna be lethal. We sleeping on him, but he gonna be good.
Yeah, I like him too. I like that 237 on him, about basically 240. He's going to be your fullback type hybrid that can run, catch, and block. I like that. I see Biscuit lost 5 more pounds, but Landon going up to 240, basically. That's good for him. Another one that sticks out for me on the offensive line is that you mentioned with Pettis. The other one is Pettibone. I think that's the other one that's penciled in. I really like him as a center. He is a all-conference caliber center. I don't think he had honorable mention last year, but he can play at that level. I think he's the guy he's one of the more important guys. Getting snaps, you see, we had problems with snaps at times last year.
Wait. Mo Smith not starting this year?
No.
What Greyhound is he back on?
No, I don't know. I wish him the best. I'm gonna be politically correct. I wish Mo the best, man. Well, Mo and what's the other guy? They kind of played early. We know it's well documented that they played early. It kind of probably hurt some of their physicality and development going forward as they continued on their careers at FSU. And it really stunted a lot of things for them. But I do wish them the best in their future endeavors. But I really like and have high expectations for Luke Pettibone. Gunnar Hansen, if anybody doesn't know, I think he's going to be out most of the spring on the offensive side of the ball. He's one of those players that will miss some of the early portions of spring, may show up later. There's some guys on the defensive side that was mentioned also. It's been a lot of talk. We had asked this, I mentioned in the quarterback room, because it was asked today in the space, if Tommy was to go down, who would get that spot and who would fit, considering what we all speculate in the offense is. And we said Brock because he's a willing runner, but also, Trevor, where does he fit? And there's a lot of, anticipation on him growing in this system and in the offense and his abilities. But just to break down the quarterback room before we go to the defensive side, is there anything you guys notice or looking out for?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mario Nash, man. He was already little as fuck, and he done lost 10 pounds. I'm like, shit, he might, shit. God damn.
Red
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, he's a red shirt candidate, man. Definitely. You got anything else you want to add before we shift over to the defense, Steve? All right. We move over to the defensive side. We're gonna start at the edge, man. And the first thing that I noticed, like we said, we look in the trenches, is Mr. Tylon Lee. Because when I saw that 277 on that chart, and I was like, bullshit. It's hard for me to believe he gained that much weight in what, 2 months? Been 2 months. And then you see the video, and I was like, yeah, he looks every bit 277, 280 from 245. And then you got the Desir twins. They gained 20 pounds. I'm like, these some legitimate gains. Jesse Harrell going from 215 to 247. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's a legitimate get. James Williams even added weight. He added 12 more pounds. You know, I noticed if anybody sees this, you can notice that one Jason Jenkins dropped down to 270. I like that on him actually, but I don't know if that's a little bit about doing with his injury. I know sometimes when you're injured, players tend to gain weight more than lose at times, depending on if they were sick or how bad the injury or the situation is. But I like that. And he's versatile. He's going to be able to play 3-tech and inside, slide inside, maybe play some of that zero. The linebackers was asked in the space today because a Georgia fan that I knew, he said our linebackers at times look like big safeties. And it's nice to see some of those gains. You see Omar gained up. He's up from 228 to 235. I'm like, in that 335, you need your linebackers, especially in the middle, to be at least 240, at the minimum 235, 240. I really like some of these gains on defense, man. But we really, like you said, we won't know. But you got anything you want to add, man?
Yeah, man, Duty, man, he gained, man. Look, he had 192, man. That's crazy,
Yeah.
I like that. And the Desert twins, man. But one of the Desert twins, man, what he had? 261?
Yeah, Daryl.
Yeah.
I think that
he gonna play first year, man.
Yeah, I think that's the one that's serious. That's about, and I'm not saying his brother isn't, but he got a demeanor about him that's he came in with a purpose. Like mama got to get home. It's kind of like I'm here about my books. I'm here about getting this shit together and moving on. I like the attitude. I like the attitude of some of the guys, and I think some of them are slept on. This also, I want to go to this guy, man, and I'm gonna mention him, and then you guys can fire because one of the damn beat writers wrote about this player having his game face on, one KJ Sampson, and this was just from a practice, and it was just a normal guy walking. He's just walking to practice, but he's one of them that I think Pot Roast mentioned as NFL type mentality. Prospects. He's one that I'm high on. I think they can play him anywhere from the 0 to the 3. I think he'll play the 3. KJ Sampson and Tylen Coleman. As you see, Tylen Coleman, when we talked about him when we had the class, he went from 284, but now he's up to 301. Tells me right there that they're serious to gain that, but it's a lot of interesting weight gains here. But you
Kevin
guys
Wynn,
fire.
Kevin Wynn. That's showing me, it's like planting an anchor down in the middle of the ocean. They're expecting him to play early and plug gaps and free up lanes for linebackers to come downhill. So, we've already talked about at length of some of the guys that we're excited about. But KJ Sampson, there was a lot of talk about him last year, and the ways that the checks were rolling, he wasn't given certain opportunities. So now's your time to shine for sure. Caleb Lavely, man, we talk about exciting whites, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's time.
It's time.
This is the most excited I've been for a linebacker group in a while. I can't really remember how it's been. It's mixed with experience as well as some young potential as well. The DB room, of course, is my favorite. I'm biased, and I think obviously the edge defenders is key, right? That's where we were weakest at last year, and these weight gains are a contributing factor of what they want these guys to do: stop the run, keep guys in the pocket, and let guys come downhill by mixing up blitzes and coverages as well.
Yeah. I'm also two other names I'll throw out there that don't get mentioned because they were redshirted. Jamori Flagg, 316, 314, and one Denaz White. He came in at 340 and he's down to 315. I mean, I look at that as a start to be serious. Yeah, he did. He had a lot of bad weight. But if you look at his film, you can see where he plug, another one of those run stuffers, two gap. It'll be interesting to see if they do that with any of those linemen.
Who are the corners y'all excited about, man? Who we think they're rolling out with on August 29th? I know they use a lot of different coverages.
Go ahead, 4-3. You got it, man.
Man, when it comes to DBs, man, I'm excited for Kai Bates, man. I think Kai Bates gonna be that dude.
Yeah, that's one of them. Actually, for me, it is one is Jabril because that's the name that's being thrown out there, but it's Track Star because we didn't get to see injury, and another one is a sleeper, Ricky Knight. Ricky Knight, there was a lot that was said about how he performed on the scout team, and I'm interested to see because he was one of the ones that came in the class that was somewhat less heralded, but when you look at the film, it's like, wait a minute, he held his own against one of the top freshmen in the country last year when they were in high school. Now I know that's high school, but
what are we getting from Shaheen, or what are we getting from Earl Little, man? Y'all talk to
right now. Right now, we ain't gonna get shit from Shaheen because Shaheen gonna miss a lot of spring right now.
Is he just penciled in as a starter when he gets back, or can somebody take his spot?
Man,
I like KJ Kirkland, man.
Yeah, I like Kirkland too. I like Kirkland.
Kirkland and Edwin
bigger
Joseph.
Than
Them should be safeties, man. Edwin Joseph could take Earl Little spot, and KJ
Edwin's gonna be on the field. I think Edwin's the leader. Edwin's the leader on defense.
I see Edwin, but see, someone was saying with Edwin, man, I was thinking nickel, but it's a possibility Edwin could slide outside, and they play someone else in that nickel, which I'm not mad. I think where he could be effective though is playing in that nickel and being able to stay around that box and get out. You can use him in those packages, but I'm not gonna be surprised if Tony don't move him around because he rotates his players.
The leaders,
and they're the leaders gonna play. He is the alpha in the room. He's one of the alphas on the whole side. Hussey, you know what?
Is this guy just trying to get some work in before he hit the portal? Well, I've heard a lot of different things. What we thinking about him?
Go ahead, 4-3.
I don't know. I really, he a player. If he leave, he leave. He don't. But shit, he ain't really no must keep. Like he really ain't gonna be a big loss if he was to leave. So I like the young talent that's up behind him. And man, me personally, man, I'm all in on Duty. I like Duty.
Yeah.
I like Kai Bates, Jamari Howard, man. They're the three.
For me, with Conrad, I'm gonna give him some time. I know he coming off an injury. 1, 2. Somebody said something about his relationship with Coach Fuller wasn't necessarily the best. So it'll be interesting to see how he meshes with Tony White and Evan Cooper, who's the safeties coach. I like to see how that goes. And we'll see, like you said, the spring gonna tell. Because we know somebody hitting the Greyhound. Somebody's gonna get on that bus, because got to make room for other guys, which we can discuss that later. But outside of that, man, I like what I see with the gains. That's about all you're gonna be able to do right now at this point. But before we transition to the next segment, man, let's shout out to some of our choppers in here, man. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Shout out to you, Navy. Appreciate y'all.
Shout out to my boy Navy, man.
Big money, Navy. Let me get a loan.
Shout out to Ross Song.
Shout out to Ross, man.
And of course, we ain't forget about your candle lady.
And shout out to Tanya. Shout out to the candle lady.
Some gummies.
Loyal Pete.
Shout out to Pete, man.
Shout out to you, man. Make sure. Oh, boy, right here. Most definitely. Rhodacy. What up, man?
Shout out to Rose.
He's back.
Yeah. Ant, what up, man? What up to the family? Shout out to
Ant, man.
Man, we know, hey, we held the show back a couple of times like the Carter, but hey, we here.
Tiny Hat, what up, Tiny?
What up, Tiny? KP in the house. What up?
Shout out to Tiny Hat, man.
In the building. Montre, what up?
Shout out to Montre.
Shout out to everybody for sure. Man, anything else y'all want to talk about, touch on as far as FSU before we go on to our next topic? All right, then we'll move on. We're going to do our little top 5 here. It's kind of a top 5 segment, but I think our choppers will like it. I put this together a few weeks back, but I kept it up because there was some talks, and it's been a long awaited rumors and expectations about another Friday movie. Now I know there hasn't been 5 Friday movies, there's only been 3. But within this category, I wanted, which one of the Fridays is y'all favorite? That was kind of one of the topics I wanted to talk about. And if there's any anticipation for if they're gonna put this movie together.
I'm gonna go the first Friday, the original one with Chris Tucker, and then I'm gonna go Friday after next.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What
go in
you
order,
guys
man. And the first one, I don't know, man. I'm biased, but that needs to be hung in the Louvre, man. That's a black classic film right there, man. That is a work of art. Get up, Craig. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Yeah. First Friday for me, and then Friday after next. I think because Friday after next introduced us to a lot of new thing. You know, we knew Mike Epps from Next Friday, but and his comedy scene with Def Comedy Jam. But then you introduced to Cat Williams. You know, Money Mike. You know, Holy Moly Donut Shop. All of that.
Yeah,
Wait a
some
minute.
more.
I
All that.
started this motherfucker, and you mean to tell me that's the thanks I get? You know, all of that, man. So yeah. But I'm anticipating if they put this movie together, man, seeing all of that talent, comedic talent, acting talent, just natural talent on film, being able to come on camera and put it together and be funny as shit, man. Outside of that, man, I want to move on to this next one. I know February is over. We are well into March, but this genre is one of the genres that I like to talk about because you can often see historical inaccuracies as well as historical accuracies. But I just want to ask you guys, you know, some of your favorite movies along those genres, your glories, your Tuskegee Airmen, that kind of tell stories, some of the untold stories, some of the stories that may not be known, some that we well document. What are some of the best films that you've seen that did a good job portraying the historical significance of some of these, historical figures in Black history, American history? What are some of those films that kind of gravitate, that's always in your Rolodex, basically? You always got that bitch on play, Steve.
Man, you brought me back with some of these. I'm a big fan of Glory, but damn, I hadn't even thought about the Amistad in a long time, bro. That's a great film as well. Man, you can't go wrong with any of these right here, bro.
No. And it's not just what's on here. You could throw more out there, man. Some, if you got any. For me, Glory is my number one. That's one of my favorite all time. I thought, of course, X, Malcolm X. That's 2 for me.
That brother starving.
Red Tails. Red Tails is one I like too.
Zombie practice in that one tear coming down the face.
Glory. When he get no, my favorite part in Denzel. Oh, you know you're a nigga now, huh? Oh yeah, you're. Get your hands off me. I like the Help.
Stuff, though. What's the one to the bottom right there with what's this one right here? All the way to the bottom right.
Oh, you talking about, that's not the Help. It's the one where they would be
she works in NASA. Yeah, I saw that in the movie theaters. I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of it, but that was good too. Rosewood's one of them ones that I like, but it make me
I like Rosewood.
Yeah, it makes me angry. Because it's a lot of hitting, other towns that had to go through that during that time, and it's a lot of shit that still goes on, which we'll get into that later. The Butler was not bad either. I'm trying to think of another one that I like to watch.
Django.
You silly boy.
Who that nigga that is on that horse there, boss?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me go and check this out. Navy, you right. Men of Honor. I love that one too. That was one I had back on DVD with Cuba Gooding, Robert De Niro. That was a good story telling the first Black Navy diver. Yeah, that was a great one. Soldier Story. That was another good one.
Man, bullshit, man.
No, yeah, he said Dolomite and Chuck Turner. Yeah, that's a good one too, man. Shoot, man. But this is gonna be a short show for our choppers, man, because we didn't want to keep everybody long tonight. But we want to take this time to give a shout out to this woman. I'm gonna bring her up. Her name is Miriam Croak. And if you don't know who she is, let me take this down so I can read it. She has over 200 patents on the almost half of which are for VoIP. Basically, this is a woman that is responsible for the tools that we're utilizing right now. Tools like Skype, like what was the other one we mentioned, Steve? Zoom.
Zoom was the other one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Zoom. Yeah, we don't have those.
FaceTime and all that.
Yeah, FaceTime. We don't have that without this woman. So I want to make sure we give our flowers, always to those people who are striving, period, but because we got to put emphasis on this. It's a black woman, this one of us that don't get a lot of, they're not going to get a lot of shine. When a lot of people don't know that, it's them known unknowns, like we say, man, but just shout out to Miriam Croak for her contributions to technology and the very little things that we take advantage of and we don't know about each and every day, and the people who strive to continue to push us forward. Appreciate it. All right, man. Y'all know what time this is, man. It's that segment, man. It's that crash out time, man. And we got some crash outs. Some niggas been crashing out on the timeline. Ooh-wee, some stories. But y'all know what it is. Hey, we ain't gonna be us if we don't go and address the damn elephant in the room that happened yesterday. Hey, this cat shot out for real. I'm like, we keep saying and we keep giving passes and saying it's just him being him, but you lost your damn your mind now, man. Because I look at this like, and I posted something on the timeline. And I basically said this. I can understand what seeing this, you understand exactly. I had no problem with what Will Smith did, but you see why. You talking about somebody kids, man, and then you talking about them being special needs and all that, man. You playing on a dangerous game, man. I'm like, this is beyond a fade, bro. I'm like, Kanye done forgot what Jay's reputation before all the fame and all of that, man. And you forgot about that case he caught with any nigga that's willing to stab somebody, it takes a person, a special kind of person that's willing to poke somebody with that blade. It's easy to unalive somebody with that trigger, but you trying to unalive somebody with a damn blade. You got a different kind of mentality, But y'all go ahead, man, because this is some wild shit for me. Me and my wife was talking about this shit this morning.
Man, Kanye basically said, "Fuck it," he want to go to war. That's basically what he said in other terms. Because shit, you talk about somebody kids and shit. You feel me? They're gonna get. I don't know, man. Kanye, I don't know, man. It's crazy because I'm a big Kanye fan, but that nigga went too far. And Jay-Z is Jay-Z, but Kanye is still. So them I don't know. That shit just deep. That shit just. I don't know, man. You got to do. Jay-Z got to do what he got to do, and Kanye got to just be prepared for whatever Jay-Z gonna do what he got to do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but you said some shit that just is up there now. It's up.
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah, you don't want to hit none of that old mental health shit now, boy.
No. See, how long is he gonna continue to play this damn my mama passed type shit? I know people are allowed to grieve for as long as they need to grieve, but that ain't grieving. That's that ain't no grieving. I'm one of them that support. Hey man, I don't care if you lost your mom 6, 7, 8 years ago, lost a parent, man, or lost a loved one. You give people their time to grieve the way they need to grieve. But this ain't it. This ain't the move, bro. You asking for this some fuck shit to me, for real. Kanye on some fuck shit for real. I don't care. You don't mess with nobody kids. You don't mess with you don't mess with a man money, and you don't talk about a man kids. Simple as that. Don't fuck with my money, don't fuck with my kids. Long as that, hey, anything else you got to say, we can let that shit ride. You good. I can ignore that shit. But you start fucking with my fam, oh, you already know where I'm willing to go. I am personally, I'm willing to go there over my kids. You got something you want to ask Steve? As be, we fathers here, so I can understand. This is before you speak. I can understand this shit. Also, I understand where LeBron came from. I was never against it. I understand exactly where he's coming from. Say what you got to say about me. Keep your mouth off my fucking kids. I don't give a damn how old they are.
No, for sure. It's more sad, really. This is a relationship that, I mean, Jay and Kanye. You're talking about a GOAT type of situation when they made music, when they created,
Yeah.
from being at the Rock, et cetera, et cetera. You can watch, a lot of it is covered on the Yeezus documentary on Netflix as well. It's kind of when things started to go wrong with him and things like that, when he lost his mom and some other things. But this is a guy who's yearning for attention. I know for a fact this guy's putting music out. I was just talking about it with a friend, how last year we had such a great year with music, right? With J. Cole dropping and Drake and Kendrick and Future and all these guys, right? Tyler, the Creator, all these guys.
Yeah.
This year started off a little slow. He's been having antics since Super Bowl week. I can 1,000% just based on his history. He's gonna put some music out. He's trying to sell something. So I'm assuming Jay won't be supporting any of it at all based on these comments. But them Pilgrims rock hard for Kanye, man. No matter what he do, whatever he does, it don't matter. He can shoot somebody in broad daylight. They're still gonna support him. So
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see that versus the Beehive. You know what I mean? Because that's another army. We ain't even talking about Jay supporters. You got the Beehive,
Barbs, the Beehive.
Yeah, they own him. They're gonna be on him, bro. But I'm gonna bring up this next one, man, because my wife and I were talking about this, and I just recently found out about it, and this goes into what we were talking about the movies and how shit's still happening when they talking about when you hear the people discuss about, but you're still seeing evidence of it. These twins here, I think they were found in Georgia, North Georgia, or North Carolina. They were on their way to Boston. They found deceased.
North Georgia.
Yeah, North Georgia, South North Carolina, because it's kind of like on the border. But I already understand you up there, Steve. Up there in those counties where like Rayburn up there, you already know. Ain't a lot of us up there. 1, 2, they on that old school type shit. There's some sundown type shit up there, but they do have I guess you can call it a suspect of interest. There's a firefighter by the name of Scott Curlin arrested for taking and sharing photos of the twin brothers. We'll find out. It seems like it's a cover up, but the families, and I'm gonna play a news article. I'm gonna play a video. The family is still pressing. Don't just bury this shit. Don't do what y'all did to the young man in Valdosta. Bury this shit under a bunch of paperwork and say it was murder-suicide, because that's what they called it. So you got twins, murder-suicide, and they're found in goddamn, North Georgia when they were supposed to be on a flight, I believe, from Atlanta to Boston. What are we doing? And why was this done? But I'm gonna play the video and we're gonna rock with that. Let me know if y'all can't hear it.
Can't hear it, Deshaun.
Okay. Give me a moment.
Yeah, okay. This is wild, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this down. I'll bring it back up. Give me one moment, y'all. Bear with me. The entire screen. Let's see. Now I started to share it again. Let me know if y'all can hear it this time.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn spoke with them just a few hours ago. He's live for us in our newsroom with more on this investigation and what the family has to say, Cody.
Well, Jennifer, the brothers Khaidir and Nazir Lewis were twins. The GBI says a hiker found their bodies at the top of Bell Mountain on Saturday morning. Both had been shot. The family couldn't believe it when they got the call hours later, knowing the twin brothers were supposed to be in Boston visiting friends.
We want answers. We want to know exactly what happened to the twins.
Nazir and Khaidir Lewis.
Those my nephews.
Just a few weeks shy of their 20th birthday.
I can get past it. They're gone.
The twins' uncle, Raheem Bronner.
They're very protective of each other. They love each other. They're like inseparable. So I couldn't imagine them hurting each other because I never even seen them get into a fist fight before.
The GBI saying their preliminary investigation points to the twins' death being a murder-suicide.
We knew right away that wasn't true.
Family says the twins had a 7 a.m. flight to Boston last Friday.
Right there, we never heard from them. They missed their flight. We don't know what happened.
24 hours later, the twins' body found 90 miles away.
How they end out in the mountains, they don't hike out there. They've never even been out there. They don't know nothing about Hiwassee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up right there?
A mystery this family is trying to solve.
They had a huge support system. Like, we know them that they wouldn't do anything like this. So to say that they did this to each other when they come from a family of love and they love each other, they always together, we don't believe that. They didn't do this to each other. Something happened in those mountains and we want answers.
I did reach out to the GBI tonight. A spokesperson says the twins' autopsies is finished, but they're awaiting additional forensic testing to be finished, as well as the investigation portion of this before they issue a final ruling on the brothers' causes of death.
For those who say shit's years ago, we're in a different time, the shit still goes on. It's just not documented. Or it's not reported on the national news like it should be. You may find it on the local every now and then, but it tends to go a week or two and then under the rug. What happened to the little girl back in 2000? Now they're finally new evidence off a cold case from over 25 years ago in Shelby, North Carolina, that a family covered it up. A Caucasian family may be involved allegedly in the disappearance of this little girl. That investigation is still going. It's more and more, and it's not to bring up anything to incite anything or anger anyone. It's just telling the truth. A lot of people go missing, white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. But we're talking about situations where it's obvious a lot of this is still race motivated. So that's why it's being addressed in this manner. It's race motivated, and we know the temperature of the country is at an all-time high because of the situations that we have going on politically, and it's bullshit. But you guys go on and cook, man, because it frustrates me to even just continue to have to talk about this shit.
Shit, man. Rest in peace to them boys, man. And at this point, you feel me, like, man, I'm with whatever come with this shit. I'm ready, you feel me? At this point, man, it's gonna come a point in time we just gotta bang, they gotta bang out. Cause this shit going a little bit too far, you feel me? Like,
yeah,
we got to get back to, you feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't even want to say it, man, but you got to get back to, putting some people in their place, man. You feel me? We got to get back to just off the back, just tripping. That's what I'm gonna just say. We just got to get the tripping off the back. You know what I mean? There's too much turn the other cheek and shit. You feel me? God said turn the other cheek, but I ain't in the Bible, so you feel me? You getting the you know what I'm saying? So, it's just too much of that nice guy shit, man. You feel me? Especially if you're going somewhere like that, fuck the flight. You feel me? You gotta do. Go prepared like how you people gonna prepare, man. You feel me? So.
Yeah. But you, Steve.
Yeah, those aren't places you want to be caught in.
Yeah.
A mother losing not just one child, two children.
Yeah.
We're not advocating for violence, but in regards to what 438 is saying, all of us are, if you lose a kid in that manner, this is the definition of crashing out, banging out. Exactly.
Yeah.
At that point, what else I gotta live for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And shit, if I do it the right way, maybe I get off. I plead insanity. It is what it is. Who knows? But the dude in that picture, man. I mean, I don't know what jail he's housed or where he's gonna be transported at, but. Sometimes, jail politics take care of jail politics. That's all I have to say.
It sure does. It sure does. And, being a father who has children of that particular age, and they're at the age where they're ready to start branching out, leaving the house, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm terrified of that shit. I'm being 100, man. I got young black men, You know, I got just turned 19, and I got one that's getting ready to turn 18 and graduate, and he wants to go to college. I'm like, shit, you see this story, you're like, man, just stay your ass at the school here in town. You know, I don't want to send you off nowhere. Because I'm telling you, me and my wife has made a decision a long time ago, and I'm not afraid to say it here. We ain't gonna be them. That situation, God, you know, forbid. I ain't gonna be on no camera talking about can we all get along and all that. That's not me. Burn that bitch to the ground.
Man, it's up. I'm telling you, boy, it's up.
Fuck all that, you know. And I would expect that for anyone with children to say the same. Fuck all that. I'm not even making this about anything about color, man. It's period. Children are off limits. Period, man. And whoever did that shit, special place for your ass, period.
Hey, special place gonna be in the dirt because you need to watch their whole bloodline out. They bloodline don't need to exist no more. I'm all the way down to the dog.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, we can put the politics and all that shit to the side, man. Like we said, kids is off limits, man. You can stop that. I mean, these are young men. They're still children, man. They venturing out, you know, stepping out into the world, man. What are we doing? But before we close this out, brothers, I wanted to make sure I also give a condolences to the families of one, Dwayne Wiggins, of Tony, and also let me take this back down. We lost Dwayne Wiggins of Tony, and then we lost one of the queens of Neo Soul, Angie Stone. I bring it up, yeah, Angie Stone. I bring it up. There we go. We lost her at the age of 63. We just want to give condolences to the families of those. Also, Gene Hackman. We lost Gene Hackman. Also, that's another one, acting legend. A lot of my favorite movies. Yeah, it was a wild story how that happened and what happened to him. Because it looked like it was a little dirty and shaky at first, but then come to find out it was just like, it was sad, you know. It was sad how what happened, and I just condolences to each one of those
also
families.
To our black billionaire, man.
Oh yeah,
damn, I forgot my boy name. Shit.
Basketball player.
Yeah,
played for Milwaukee. Thank you, bro, because I forgot his name. He played for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's a little known billionaire, unless you know the circles. I forgot his name, but he's a part
of Wendy's. He started working at Wendy's.
Yeah, yep, on franchises. I think I saved it. I can't remember. I thought I bookmarked it, man, but apparently I didn't. But I know Junior Bridgman. Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
There we go, Junior Bridgman. Condolences to his family. Another one of our black billionaires. Always, he's continuing to grow. He was growing in his empire up in Milwaukee, part ownership of that franchise, as well as Wendy's and numerous other ventures he was involved in.
Yeah,
a lot of things. I'm sorry if I remember that. I would have definitely dug up some more information on him to mention him, because he's one of the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, the Magic Johnsons, of those billionaires who came up out of basketball.
Yeah,
he's one that's not as known unless you know. But yeah. Appreciate you bringing it up, bro, because I forgot about that one. Yeah. Condolences to he and his family also. And man, we just really appreciate everybody. But before we do anything else, we're gonna make sure we shout out Candle Lady. We're gonna run her promo. Y'all tap in with her at Affluent Candle. Give us some love. Purchase some candles. Hey, we coming into the summer months. Y'all know what it is. It's hot. Lay in that tub and let the candles burn. And most definitely, we're gonna give a shout out to Domo. They was at the 7.
Shout
Steve,
out to
Domo Athletics 36. Steve, hey, you already know. Steve,
shout out to SB Media.
Yep, SB Media. Shout out to everyone involved. Shout
out to Breezy, man. Breezy,
shout out Breezy, man. Breezy out there doing
shout out Breezy.
with Steve. Y'all been busy, but we're gonna run this plug, and then we're gonna let you talk a little bit about that, Steve, before we get out of here. hey, Steve, man, we've been gone for a little while, so we didn't get a chance to talk to the Choppers about the sevens and then the 7-on-7 circuit as a whole and how this shit is turning up. Domo, of course, anybody knows, was it Raw, SFE, things going on in New Orleans, Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. I think Dallas.
Millionaire boys, all that, man.
Yeah. I've heard B5's name thrown into space from a Georgia fan, that I didn't even know was in our space, but I know him offline, and B5's name is circulating, bro. It's one of them ones and that coming up. But you go ahead and just let our Choppers know about what's popping.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit deeper in where Breezy comes in as well because we wanted to talk about it together. But yeah, B5, I mean, you're looking at the top receiver in the 2028 class. He's got everything you need. Florida State's to lose. I'll say it over and over again. Well, James has said it. Florida State's to lose. The family's locked in. He's locked in. Obviously, we have 3 years of football before that decision has to be made. A lot of young athletes out here, particularly in Florida, that Florida State needs to keep an eye on. Some guys that are making some noise. A lot of the guys are really younger. Neiman Lawrence is a kid you want to pay attention to.
Yeah, Miami Northwestern.
Yeah.
SFP's quarterback.
That ball's electric. Yeah.
Just to give y'all a quick story, he used to play for a team called Hustlinks, the New York Yankees of 7-on-7 here in Georgia. It's the City Reapers now is what they're called for the 18U. When he was 13, essentially they had him practicing and playing with the 18 because his arm was too live. You can ask Breezy because Breezy didn't believe it until he saw it in person. You hear it before you see it. That kid's special. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with him at Miami Northwestern. Of course, we'll talk the high school football slate when time comes on. Not sure this has been announced yet. Miami Central will be opening at home against Grayson. Big game down in Trash Powell in August. Outside of that, man, we'll cook a little bit more about that later on. But we did miss something in 438. I want you to get back on camera for this as well. We definitely missed an opportunity here because I put it in the group chat for y'all, and I'm hoping y'all seen it. The reason that it's relevant to us here at the Daily Chop is because we interviewed this particular player. Shout out to BJ Bailey from Gainesville.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, 438?
Yeah.
That guy's got to be you know what? We'll save that for the next segment of Donkey of the Day.
Okay.
I don't know if Deshaun is very privy to that. I know 438 knows. The poor kid got scammed. BJ Bailey got scammed.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. We'll put that together, but we'll talk about that. All right, man.
Oh, another player. Shout out to my boy Tadarius Hughes, man.
Yes.
Big time.
Shout out, man. Shout out. Well, man, we really appreciate everybody, all you Choppers, for tuning in. Hey, we took a couple weeks break. It'll go that way, but spring's here, the season's going. There's gonna be plenty to talk about. But like we said, we all men that's busy. We all got livelihoods just like you do. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. We're gonna try to produce at least a show, try to push for 2 if we can. But hey, it's gonna start slow, it's gonna pick up. It is what it is, but we do appreciate. Make sure that you hit that like, share, subscribe, and as 438 famously says, give us them 11 seconds.
On YouTube, man. It's free, man. It's free. Go on YouTube, 11 seconds. You can just let your phone run, turn your back, woo, and boom. Appreciate you very much.
Hey, it is what it is. Thank y'all for chopping it up with us. Appreciate it. We out.
We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
Hey, man, I appreciate